Yeah, that's what summiting Kili felt like. At 19,341 feet, there's only 49% of the oxygen found at sea level. All your senses start to blur together. But how did I get here? Let's rewind. Plans for my trip to Kili started 3 months before my climb. The first thing I had to do was choose a guide company. You can't climb Kili without one. There are seemingly hundreds to choose from. I chose Miyar Adventures because I'd met the owner. Next up was choosing which route to take. There are 6 routes up Kili: Marangu, Umbwe, Mashame, Lamosho, Shira, and Rongai. Miyar Adventures suggested the Marangu route because I would be able to join an existing group of 5 that had already signed up. As you'll see, I had no idea what I was in for. With my route decided, date picked, and airfare and travel insurance purchased, it was time to get vaccinated. I was shocked to discover how many vaccines I needed and how expensive they all were. And finally, there were the prescriptions. Now all that was left was to train and eagerly await my departure day, which finally arrived. I woke up in the morning to a beautiful day and my first view of Kilimanjaro. And then I met the 5 strangers I'd be summiting Kili with.
Hi, I'm Tim. I'm from Hawaii.
My name's Corey. I'm originally from North Carolina, but I currently reside in Okinawa, Japan.
I'm Beth. I'm from Texas, but right now I live in California.
My name is Sarah. I'm from Texas and currently reside in Texas.
Hey, my name's Ashley. Typically go by Dash. I'm from Ridgecrest, California.
And I'm Brandon from Washington State. To summarize, Hawaii Tim drafted California Beth and Okinawa Corey. Then Beth inducted California Ashley and Texas Sarah. Then there's me in Washington State. I didn't know anybody, but nobody knew everybody, and all these bodies joined up in Tanzania. Introductions completed, we all walked next door for a tour of the Stella Marie School.
Hi, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hi. How are you?
How are you?
Yes, so thank you guys for coming to stay with us. It's the only way we can make this whole thing happen. The lodge has been there for 8 years now, and the school is 13 years. And all the profit we're making from the lodge is coming to help the school. We do.
Left.
Very good. And that much for her. Again.
The lodge was full, so the gang got moved to the annex, where Sarah dropped her chocolate, and Tim and Corey promptly showed off their parkour skills. And then we were off to go rent mountain bikes and explore Moshi.
Shouldn't
chasing coins. Because it's a beautiful day. Isn't it so come on, let's play.
Today was the start of our climb. All packed up, we headed to breakfast.
Ready to go.
Every bag was put on the scale to ensure each weighed less than 15 kilograms.
Everyone good?
Yeah.
With our bags loaded on the roof rack, we boarded the bus for the hour-plus ride to Marangu. During which, Corey experiences seatbelt difficulties.
Has that been you the whole time? I got it, Ben.
We stopped to purchase meat at a market on the way into Marangu. While we waited, we contributed to this little guy's food fund. We arrived at the Marangu Park entrance. The van was unloaded. We took obligatory pictures, applied for our climbing permits, admired a model of the route we'd be taking. And after a short wait, while the guides and porters sorted things out, the start of our trek finally arrived. The first day would take us from Marangu village to the Mandara huts.
I already have to pee.
Day 2 greeted us with blue skies. Soap and bowls of hot water were brought to our hut to clean up. And the guys visited the girls' hut next door before heading to breakfast.
Morning.
Hey, Brandon.
Morning.
What's up, Batman?
We ate breakfast, drank coffee, and had a good time. Then we all had our heart rates and blood oxygen measured to give us a baseline for altitude sickness. Interestingly, Even at this first camp, with an elevation of just 8,923 feet, 4 out of our 6 are already showing elevated resting heart rates. This second day of hiking would take us from the Mandara huts to the Horombo huts.
How's everyone feeling?
I have to poop!
Gideon took us on a short side hike to Moundy Crater, where Kung Fu happened.
Everybody was kung fu.
Can we tell it's still early in the day? Everybody has lots of energy?
I know, later we're gonna be like, if anyone starts another song, I'll cut it.
The rainforest was now behind us as we hiked into the heath climate zone.
I've hung around this place too long. It's time for me to be moving on. Moving on. Yes, it is. Got no regret. Ain't nothing gonna wrong. It's just me following the line that the stars have drawn.
Wait, 3, 2, 1, go.
That's why I'm in the wind. That's where you'll find me. I'm in the wind, long, long gone. Let me tell you, a new day begins where nothing binds me. I'm letting go of all that's ever been. I'm in the wind.
After dinner and a special Corley four-handed massage, we had our heart rates and blood oxygen measured for the second time.
We are measuring our...
Our average heart rate increased by 17 beats per minute, and our average blood oxygen dropped by 12. We were all being affected by the altitude and lack of oxygen. We would be staying at Horombo for 2 nights to help our bodies acclimatize. On day 3, we got up early to watch the sunrise together.
That's warmer.
Do the lotus.
That's warmer.
Do the lotus, man. Do the lotus.
Habari gani? Nzuri sana. Wageni wakaribishwa Kilimanjaro. Hakuna matata.
The gang tried their hand at the 4-person sit trick.
Up. Everybody, arms up.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, sit.
Oh God, oh God. Come on, Tim. Let's try it again, let's try it again.
Now we
I like deep.
Oh.
1,
Let's get back
2, 3.
Wait, I have nowhere to hide.
I'm on him.
Get out of here, sir. Come on.
What are we on, day 3?
Day 3.
What are we doing today?
We're hiking up like 3,000 feet or something like that, and then hiking back down. We're gonna acclimatize.
Nice.
I don't even think we're.
We would be hiking up to and above Zebra Rocks, then returning to Horombo.
Now we can go. Now we got Gideon and Maren.
Across the river there's a woman I know. Sometimes I go there and I knock on her door. I said, baby, 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 let's waste some time. And
With our hike completed by lunch and a whole afternoon to kill, we entertained ourselves.
Tickle Tim coming to you live from the... Where are we at?
Horombo Hut.
At the Horombo Hut, and yet again, another casualty of the altitude. We don't know what the symptoms are, but they probably suck. Maybe a little vomiting, a little panic, maybe a little overweightness, maybe they just shit themselves. We have no idea, but it's probably ugly, maybe smelled bad. So anyways, over there, they're gonna get a free ride home. If we do that, we're gonna take the helicopter, because that's bouncy. We'll come at you again next time on Kili News. Tim here, another live update with Kili News. Off over my right shoulder, another casualty of the altitude. Starting to drop like flies up here. If you sprayed them with fly killer or something. Fortunately, none of our group has succumbed to any of the effects of the altitude, but we know who the weak link is.
It's me!
They've got the body loaded, and they'll be taking them down the mountain here shortly, to be buried in a shallow grave somewhere. Until next time, this is Tickle Tim, Kili News, signing out.
Lowest gear possible and floor it to get up that way.
With our bellies full, we were tested for the third time. Our average heart rates dropped by 7, and our average blood oxygen increased by 6. The day spent acclimatizing had done its job.
Time is it?
It's early time.
Why are we awake?
It's 5:45. It's time to go climb this mountain.
It's down there.
Morning activities completed, we packed up and started the day's hike. We would be leaving Horombo Hut and ending at Kibo Hut.
Hit more!
And you heard it, I can see it in your eyes. I know you will find your way from all this. I know there's a brighter day for you. Why are you stressing? Why? I can promise you, you'll find your way in time. To find someone is a blessing. The love you find, you won't be able to deny. Just take this chance and fly away with me. Let's break your chains and give you time to heal. So I wait while you take your time. I wait while you take your time. I will wait while you take your
In here. That's how y'all know I'm tired. None of my sandwiches squished, you Why am I so tired? Carrying 15 pounds of rocks.
We're trying to slow you down. Pull it, man.
Very cool. Very cool. Good prank, guys.
Your chains and give you time to heal. So I wait while you take your time. I wait while you take your time. Wait while you take your time.
So we're not in prison, which it seems like we are with those bars, but it is definitely hailing outside a lot, and we're supposed to climb a mountain tomorrow. We're gonna die. Let's go to the Kili news. What do you got, Tickle Tim?
Tickle Tim coming at you live from Kibo Hut. It is hailing outside, and it doesn't look good. We're probably gonna die. Right back at you. Beth?
That's literally everything I just said, Tickle Tim. So, let's look at these losers all in their sleeping bags.
Show her the caterpillar.
There's the caterpillar right there. One day he'll be a beautiful butterfly. The girls aren't any better. Look at these lovely ladies. Because we're going for the clean version.
I'm a mermaid.
I'm the only one that's not a giant Nancy.
We carb loaded, met Robin from the Netherlands and Christian from Luxembourg, and then our guides, Aaron, Gideon, and Robert, came in to brief us on our midnight summit push.
Hey, thumbs up. That will be 11.
11 o'clock tonight?
Yes.
Oh,
and then that means you'll start putting on your gears. You'll start putting on your gears.
I'm sleeping in my gear, but yeah.
Yeah.
And
We're
then
sleeping in every article of clothing we brought.
and then after putting on,
And with that 11 p.m. wake-up call looming, we all tried to get some sleep.
you take the
11:15. We went to bed at 6. I got like 30 minutes of sleep. That's what it seems like everybody got. Sarah unfortunately threw up. We have another person who could potentially throw up. It's been the most tragic day of all so far, but it's about to be the best day of all so far as well, in just a few hours.
Feel pretty good.
Sarah's feeling a little rough this
I
morning.
lost my phone for like 30 minutes and it was in my pocket.
I've been hit.
I feel great.
It's probably somewhere.
I'm not even lying.
Getting ready happened in slow motion, but we eventually got outside and started going up. If all went according to plan, in about 7 hours we would be standing on Uhuru Peak, the highest point on Kilimanjaro. Summiting Kili was the hardest physical thing any of us had ever done. We stayed at the summit for a brief 30 minutes, taking in the views and reveling in our accomplishment. But soon enough, it was time to head back down. We had a long trek ahead of us, descending first to Kibo Hut for a brief stop, then all the way back down to Horombo Hut. We saw a number of people being helped down the slopes quickly, apparent victims of altitude sickness. This, a sobering reminder that though Kili is just a big hike, the dangers of the thin atmosphere remain real. After sliding down the scree fields at our own paces, we met back up at Kibo Hut and, though exhausted, mustered up the energy to celebrate.
10:18. We just got back.
I know where to find it.
Good job.
Made it. You persevered, my friend. I'm proud of you.
Good job, Sarah.
Every person.
We took a much-needed hour-long nap and then continued our descent down to Horombo Hut, where we spent the night.
On the road. I walk until my feet are hurting, and I need to keep on going further, 'cause I can't keep my mind off things I'd be better off to leave behind. Gotta be careful not to get stuck. And so I walk and I keep on walking. The shoes I wear are a mess. As I walk and I keep on walking till I'm at the end of the road.
Kilimanjaro, hakuna matata. Uhuru alifika, hakuna matata. Masasa wako chini, hakuna matata. Nageti wamefika, hakuna matata. Jambo bwana, habari gani? Nzuri sana. Wageni wakaribisha Kilimanjaro, hakuna matata. Hakuna matata. Hakuna matata. Hakuna matata. Jambo bwana, habari gani?